Hey there, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. A little frog in my throat today. We're waiting on folks to join, reminding you to go to coopedup.com. I posted some new content there last week, photos from our wedding, actually. You can follow me on other social platforms. I'm Cooped Up is my handle. I would love a follow on Instagram in particular. And wherever you are watching or listening to this, be sure to click the bell to get notified that I've come live. And as a reminder, as I say all the time, and I'll say it probably multiple times here, it takes about 20, this is Facebook Live-ish. It takes about 20 seconds between the time the words leave my mouth and you hear them. And so if you're commenting and it doesn't make any sense to me, that is why. So, hey, Mama, how you doing? So as you can probably tell, my voice is a little deeper than normal today. I'm a little hoarse. My eyes are kind of glassy. It's not the COVID, I don't think. I think we just stayed up too late this weekend, maybe drank too much this weekend, and then my nasal passages are on fire. Todd said I look swollen. So, hey, Volker, hey, how are you? So this Volker Meng was one of my advisors when I was a foreign exchange student. He was one of the college kid volunteers. I don't know what your job was, but you tried to keep all 50 of us in order. Good to see you. Yeah, it's old age. This, I agree. Well, and one of the things that I got a Peloton late last week and finally got it set up. And I assume everyone knows what a Peloton is, but it's this bike that's all connected to like this computer screen thing and these classes. It's really, really cool and advanced. It's all the rage, all that kind of, I got a used one that had only been ridden like 8 times before. And I bought it for a deal, got it and set it up and rode it 4 times. I did 4 classes since Saturday morning. I've done 4 classes. It's a lot of fun. I am not going to lie. I thought I was going to hate it because I don't like exercise and I don't like exertion. But if you can get the right coach or whatever, because they're all led by somebody, it's actually fun. There's this guy named Cody Rigsby, who, if you know anything about Peloton, you know who Cody is. Very flamboyant, very funny, very distracting. So it makes it go faster because you don't realize that your thighs are on fire. Or in my case, that my butt bones, the 2 little, I don't even know what hurts actually, because I actually am pretty sore today from the waist down. But like the butt bones, like I thought my fat ass would keep me from being that sore. Ride, Sally, ride, Tawana is saying. I think you're following me so you can see what I've done. And it's actually so much more too. They have all these other workouts that if they're half as fun as the cycling one, I'm going to try them out. Why am I not hot yet? I've already done 4 workouts. How has this body not been transformed in 4 workouts? That's the unreasonable expectations that it's got to live up to. I texted Monica, my sister, and told her that I did 4 classes, and her response back was, "Why did your foot get stuck in the pedal?" That's literally what she said. Why did your foot get stuck in the pedal? Oh, I thought that was funny. So also while setting it up, I think that I am, Eric is saying, I just looked up Cody Rigsby. Dang, I may have to take one of his classes. He is really, really lovely to look at. It's very motivating. And he's actually very approachable and funny and self-deprecating, which makes it not as intimidating. So anyway, yeah, good looking guy. And funny and nails out the whole time. It's really funny. What was I talking about though right before that? Oh, so this weekend, one of the things we also did. Oh, no. Let me get back. Blah. My brain's not working. While setting up the Peloton, I came to the conclusion that I may need to start thinking about readers. Readers, you know those little glasses? Volker, I know you're in Germany, so in case you don't know what that is, they're the where you can read things up close. I think age is setting in, y'all. So I had LASIK in 2005. My vision is still terrific. I have fantastic vision, no problems with it. But in the last year or so, I did not actually put any product in my hair today either. In the last year or so, stuff is just really small things have become harder to read. So I was on the phone with Peloton getting my account set up, and I'm looking, and they're like, what is the serial number on it? And they told me where to look for it. It's on the back of the screen. So I'm there, and I'm like, I think it took like 3 or 4 tries before they got it figured out. Asia's saying you don't have readers yet. In the UK, they call them 44s because everyone needs them by 44. Yeah, I'm only 46, so I'm not too far behind. And then also, like I was reading something. Oh, so Todd's sister Nina was here over the weekend. Was here over the weekend, and she is allergic to anything that was. It's like from the garlic or onion family, aluminums. I don't know what the word is. Alumums, whatever. Anyway, so she is allergic to it. So I'm using different spices, and I have a lot of little spice blends that I like to put in things when I'm cooking, and I'm having to read them, and I'm like looking at it like that. I'm having to get under counter lighting, and really like focusing in on it that way. I'm like, oh Lord. So I think that, so Todd gave me, because Todd uses them, and Todd's a little younger than me. And they did help. They didn't help tremendously. So hopefully I don't need stronger ones. That would be the worst. Volker has them too. And Leslie's saying they don't have to look like that. I have progressive readers, and they're awesome. Look like regular glasses. And I have a focal length for computers too. Yeah, I just don't wear glasses at all, though. That's my thing. So if I'm going to get readers, I'm going to go full on Johnny fucking Weir with these things. And you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm gonna get like the sassiest, stylish. I want some Hollywood ones, like from Mannequin. something just totally like your insane aunt, not boring little black ones like that. Asia is saying you have vagina vision. I have no idea. Got to hold it down to your vagina to see it. Okay, yeah. I've never heard it that way. And Volker is saying, I thought 46 was the average age. So lucky you, Cooper. Yep, I'm hitting it. And my mom is saying, carry a flashlight. It helps. That is basically what I had to do. I had to put the bottle of spices under, like we have the halogen lights under the cabinets, like put it up to that and like look at it that way, so that there was just a ton of light on it. So, and Walgreens has Foster Grants that I can try out. Yes. Are you going to wear your readers on a chain? Yes. I don't know. I gotta, that's a whole other thing, like going and shopping for readers. I don't know. And now all my ads are on Facebook are going to turn, and yours too, because I'm talking about it, are going to turn into ads for readers. Not happy about that. Grow longer arms, Volker is saying. I know. And you know what's funny is it wasn't even like super far away. It was mostly that I just needed a lot more light for it. And you know what the worst is? And actually, I've suffered this for a long time, but it is, it's medicine, like the Claritin bottle, the Advil bottle, all that stuff. And what drives me insane is when you have to peel the label all the way open to see the instructions, right? They on the outside, it has all of the warnings, but then if you want to actually see the instructions, like how much to take, you have to pick at that thing and then slide it out. And then you got to figure out where it is on there, and it's all warbly, and it just drives me insane. But that is actually what led me to that. But readers, I cannot believe it. The weekend I start fucking working out, start trying to get fit, maybe not looking my age. My eyes are like, we're going to show you. At least you won't see that. I don't know. Can I get something to hide the bags under my eyes also? Yeah. You know, I mentioned Johnny Weir. Did y'all see the Olympic closing ceremonies? He is like, I think he is I adore Johnny Weir. Johnny Weir, for those of you who don't know, is the former Olympic ice skater, very eccentric. He co-hosts Olympic things with Tara Lipinski, who was one of his competitors, and they're like best of friends now. And they are doing it. And there's always this guy with them. He's in a suit who looks like he's selling insurance because both of them are super fashionable. Well, Johnny Weir shows up at the closing ceremonies, and he looked like Patti LaBelle. He had this hair that was kind of going up in this bouffant. He had Olympic rings like sewed into the back of his hair or painted, or I don't know how they were there, glued something. And then he was wearing like this jacket that was sheer on one shoulder and down the arm and down one side. I'm there for that. And people get all upset. Like there was a backlash that like, oh, he's another step away from biblical masculinity and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, you know what? I don't understand people who don't like him. Now, I know people don't understand like why I love him, but like if it's not your thing, it's just not your thing. That's how I feel about it. And masculinity is, I mean, I'm not gonna no surprise here. Sometimes I have painted fingernails, sometimes I'm wearing a scarf. I like playing with it. Masculinity, quote unquote, is such a bullshit phrase anyway. Like just be who you want, act how you want, like it's no big deal. But I love that he's pushing this. And then and you're really starting to see a lot of that in the kind of younger generations, because I think he's not that much younger. I think I read today that he's 37 years old. But he is pushing the limits for some people, and always has a great response to it too. Just like, hey, leave me alone. And Leslie is saying, men originally wore pink and high heels. So there, exactly. I mean, think about that really famous photo, not a photo, a painting of the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence being signed. All of them are in wigs. All of them are in high heels. All of them are wearing jackets that almost look like can dresses. Like it is, and those what were the bloom, like bloomers almost. So I love it. Johnny's hairdo defied gravity, Eric is saying. And Leslie is taking up for me about I'm assuming this is about the medicine. That's half point type. No one can read that. Okay, I do feel better about that. Monica's asking if I got my Goli. Goli is these gummies. They have apple cider vinegar. They have super fruits, and they have ashwagandha. I think that's how you say the thing. No, I got an email this morning saying, sorry, like we're having backups. We'll get it out to you as soon as we can. I'm like, fuck that. So at the Olympic closing ceremonies, I've told you before, I love drones. Like I'm obsessed with drones. They are so beautiful. We went to a drone show that was produced by Walmart here was it Christmas time? Yeah, it was Christmas time. They did it here at Fair Park. Fabulous show. And they've done them a lot now for like the Olympics. And I think the Super Bowl might have done some and all of that. But for the closing ceremonies, they had it and it was like a globe, and then it opens up and it turned into like a lotus flower, and then it turned into like words like arigato and congratulations and stuff like that. So fun. I love them so much. And then there was something interesting, and I didn't actually watch the ceremony. I've watched like the highlights from it. So there was one point where it looked like there were drones kind of coming up from the floor of the stadium and floating around and then forming the Olympic rings in the center of the stadium. Turns out that was not actually anything. That was augmented reality. It was, if you were in the stadium, you were looking at absolutely nothing. I did not realize that until I was reading more about it, because I was prepping for this, reading more about it, that it is augmented reality. So it's basically like how, do you remember like Pokemon Go or any of these things like where they can put like an animation on top of like a real life setting? That's what that was. Still beautiful, like very like inspiring. And there was one point where Johnny Weir, Tara Lipinski, and whatever that insurance salesman looking guy it was there, and they were commenting on it. And I'm guessing they probably had a monitor that they were seeing for it. But yeah, so the Olympics are over, and we only have, is it like 1 year now? Because we skipped a year. I think next year it's the summer, or no, it's the winter. And are those the ones that are in Paris, or what's the winter one? Or is that, I don't remember. Anyway, I can never remember shit. And as a reminder, I'm on a 20-second delay. So if y'all start chiming in about something, I'll see it in about 20 seconds. Anyway, what else was I going to talk about today? Oh, found all my Sharpies. So one of our projects for the weekend, because the kids are gone until Saturday. Todd flies out on Friday to go get them and brings them back on Saturday. I'm always missing my Sharpies and Post-it notes. So I ordered a big old stack of Post-it notes. I'm going to put them in a bear cage so the kids can't get them. But I found all my Sharpies. They were in the fucking kids' rooms. And they have I've told them they're not allowed to because there's only 3 rooms in our whole house that are carpeted. The room that I'm in and their 2 bedrooms, which are just across the hall here. And I don't want a Sharpie leaking onto the new carpet. But sure enough, pretty much found every Sharpie in this cup was, see that? Yeah. Oh, Volker, I still have this. Schreib mal wieder. This is from Germany. It's a little stamp holder. That's also how you know you're an old lady, is when you have a little stamp holder. What else? God, all the old lady topics today. I made a huge discovery this weekend. So I love CBS Sunday Morning. It is one of my favorite shows with Jane Pauley. It is, it's early on Sunday morning, so I record it. And it's always inspiring. I have a friend who watches it and calls it church. It's very inspiring. It's always uplifting, thought-provoking. Some are better than others. This last week's episode was okay. It wasn't anything like groundbreaking. There was a big story about space trash that I thought was interesting. But one of the issues that I have is that CBS, I think, or our system, I don't know. But if I watch it the day that it aired, I can't fast forward through the commercials. I can manually do it, but then I end up messing it all up. But I can't do the little clicker thing to go through it. Well, I'm watching it and I'm just suffering through the commercials. And I get to the end and it's like, and you can stream this live or you can stream this on Paramount Plus. And I'm like, what? So we have a Paramount Plus subscription. We got it exclusively so we could watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I've gone from RuPaul's Drag Race to Jane Pauley. Now look it up, and sure enough, you can stream it, and there's no commercials, and so it's not an hour and a half long anymore. It's only about 45 minutes to an hour long. And you could pause it. Life changed. This is how easy it is to please me these days. Life changed that I could stream that. That alone is worth like the $7 that we pay for the Paramount Plus subscription. Even if I watch nothing else, the fact that I don't have to sit through, because here's the thing about don't have to sit through the commercials. Because here's the thing about the commercials when you are watching CBS Sunday Morning, they are all for old people medicine. They're all either that. It's always, there's tons of medicines, or like reverse mortgages or life insurance. The Colonial Penn, Fisher Investments is a big one too. Mike is saying early on Sunday. Doesn't it come on at like 8:30 or so? Yeah, Mike, you have a very different. Mike wakes up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and Volker agrees. 8:30 on a Sunday is early. I think so too. But that was like a life-changing thing, Paramount Plus. So, and then I need your help with something. Also, by the way, Jody, I don't know if you're watching. You normally have commented by now. I hope you had a great birthday this weekend, Jody Hall. But I need y'all's help with something. So on Wednesday morning, I have agreed to feed the teachers for in-service. So our school has not started this week. A lot of schools started today, actually. Our start's on Monday. But this week is the teacher in-services, and every day someone volunteers to bring in breakfast for the faculty and staff. We have about 30 faculty and staff at our school. And the one thing is I was already told don't bring tacos, because I guess a couple years ago, like 5 days in a row, people brought in breakfast tacos because it's Oak Cliff, it's Texas, it's Dallas, it's easy. They're very, very good. But they got kind of tacoed out. So our head of school told me, she was like, we already got tacos covered, so please do not bring tacos. So now I'm like, what do I fucking bring? That it has to be there at like 7:45, and I have to go take it because I have to personally be there. because I'm also talking to them because I'm the president of the school board. So I'm like, what do I bring that is not going to require that I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and all of that? And so then I was telling Todd, I was like, well, what if I do just like go to Tom Thumb and buy a big old pastry dish or something, like a big tray of pastry. And here's the other thing. We have a lot of vegetarians who work at our school too. This is kind of a more progressive program. But so I was like, okay. But then I was like, well, the pastries, if I get them tomorrow evening, those will already be tomorrow morning's pastries. So they'll be a full day old at that point. And I don't want to have to go to the grocery store if I can help it at 7 o'clock in the morning, if I can help it. Mike, you are a genius. I did look this up. Chick-fil-A bite trays. Yes, I did look that up. I just have to get a side of fruit or something to go with them. That is the current front runner for what I'm going to do, is get some of these they're like little biscuits with little, almost like a chicken nugget in it. Nugget, that's what my kids call them. In it. And it's like a little mini sandwich. And then some fruit to go with them. But then Monica said fruit also. Vice versa. Yeah, I don't know how well that'll go over. Want my grandma's make the night before ham and cheese egg dish. Leave out the ham in one. That sounds good. So is it like a casserole? That sounds really good. So yes, I do want that, just to see. And if nothing else, that inspires me to think of other things. Michelle Condre is saying those commercials bug the shit out of me, and I am an old lady. And all of them. It is so funny to me also, back on those drug commercials, isn't it? I mean, I have always, I like to think that things were written down at some point, approved. There was a concept meeting. So there's this one commercial where it's playing that song, da, 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 da. I don't know what the song is, but it's a good thing. And but there's the woman is a drum major or something, and I'm like, who thought that? And she's marching with the band. Who thought, okay, for this drug commercial, we're gonna put a lady who's a drum major going with it, right? And then there's somebody else in it that is like hot air ballooning and all these other stuff. And I'm like, what? I mean, how? There was a concepting meeting for this. Sorry, I'm not getting emotional about this. I'm suffering horrible allergies or something today, which is why my voice is a little bit deeper and I'm kind of sniffling. It's an eczema commercial. Yes, Monica, it is actually an eczema commercial. And I always have the weirdest names too. Asia is chiming in about her recipe. She always made it every Christmas, and we always look forward to it. Super easy and so good. Oh, yeah. That sounds wonderful. Tawana is also saying fruit, yogurt, granola, make parfaits, can go with the Chick-fil-A minis. That is a little parfait bar. That's fun, too. I like that idea. I'm going to write that down, too. Parfait bar. And most of that stuff I can buy in advance and just set it up. What else? Krispy Kreme. Susan Ditto Rios is saying Krispy Kreme with fruit would be a winner. I don't know where we have Krispy Kremes here anymore. There used to be one down the road and it shut down. How does that fucking Krispy Kreme go out of business anyway? That's what I don't understand. It's now like a Verizon store or something. But yeah, just down by the Walmart and the Chick-fil-A and the Taco Cabana, all the places that I would normally go for that sort of thing. But it did not, I don't know if it didn't survive there or if Krispy Kreme pulled out of the market or what. But and Eric is saying, I generally don't approve of Chick-fil-A, but I think it would be fine for this occasion. So I don't boycott Chick-fil-A. I don't boycott anybody, really. Here's my thing on that. I don't know enough about what everybody else is doing. So if I don't go to Chick-fil-A, but I go to Taco Cabana, for example, I have no idea what Taco Cabana is doing with my money either, right? So to me, I don't know. I'm not educated enough about all the options to make the best choice. Chick-fil-A is yummy. I'm not going to lie. They're on Thursday. His belly doesn't stay big all by itself. And then the other thing is, I actually know a Chick-fil-A franchisee, and he's a very nice man. He contributes to progressive causes, also probably some conservative stuff, schools, all that sort of thing. And my understanding is that most of the money goes to the franchisees at that point. So mimosas might be really well received. They would be totally on brand for me to bring to school also. Old-fashioned blueberry muffins. That sounds good too. I gotta make them though. Because that's the thing. If I go buy blueberry muffins, can I buy blueberry muffins tomorrow and they would still be... I may do that also. I may just go to the Tom Thumb grocery store and just get a bunch of muffins. Get some of the ones that are... I'll see what they're like bad past due date or what. Get a bunch of those. Get some parfait stuff. All of that. I'll take a look at the... I'm gonna have to go to the grocery store either way if I make this like strata. Is strata what you call it when it's like one of those egg things, like eggs like made together? I think you call it a strata, right? So anyway, what else? That was all I had to talk about today, y'all. Let me look through the comments and make sure I did not miss anything. Get a bunch of muffins and they'll be wanting those tacos. Exactly. Sam's has huge trays of blueberry muffins. I know. How many am I buying for? About 30. It's about 30. And I tend to like to buy extra because sometimes they can have stuff like at lunchtime or snacks or whatever, that sort of thing. A frittata, yes, that's what it's called. Yes. Let's see. My sister is saying, if you notice, drug commercials will have most actors wear the colors of the packaging. Oh, so, I've got one more thing, actually, that reminded me. Have you seen these commercials for these it's basically, it is a test for colon cancer, which is not something to laugh at, but it's called like Colon Guard or Cologuard or something like that. And effectively what it is you take a dump in a box, you seal the box up, and you ship it in to this company that then tests your poop for signs that you may have colon cancer. And supposedly it is actually highly effective, highly accurate for catching like early stages of it, right? And that's according to the commercials. But I'm thinking, whose job is it to open up the poop in a box? Whose job? Like, what did you do in life? Like, first of all, what's your degree in? Or high school diploma, whatever. Like, how did you get, what want ad did you answer that was, the job was to be the shit in a box opener? And and how bad does that place smell? Like, how horrible does that place, the Cologuard headquarters, like no one wants to be the next door neighbor to that place. It's like having the thing. And the poor FedEx guy, I mean, I assume it is a like watertight bag, like it's probably a bag that you put it in. And also, how do you get your poop? I always think of like do the logistical things. Like, how do you get it? I mean, are you squatting over the box? Are you fishing it out of the toilet? Like, what? That is, I do not, can you imagine being the poor mailman delivering the shit? I know. I'd be more likely to poop on the box than in the box, if we're being honest. Are those the boxes you always see UPS and FedEx kicking around? I know. No one wants to touch it. They're like kicking it. Yeah. So I just... I think you just wipe your ass and then put that in the box. Okay, so you're not actually... And my mom is also saying that my mom, she had to do it. And so she's saying that you don't put like you don't send a whole poop. So there's not like a turd. That doesn't make it any more sanitary. It just makes it easier on my end, I guess. And I haven't done one of these. I'm just imagining what it's like. So I'm guessing that you take like some sort of swab or something and you wipe and then you put it in this thing. Oh, that still sounds really, really nasty. And you know what? use those wet wipes that won't float. There's a box to put them in, even, right? Yeah. It always comes back to poop with me, doesn't it? So, alrighty. Well, with that, I'm gonna say bye. I love y'all. It's important to know you are loved. Thank you so many of you for like being on and interacting today. That was a really fun episode. And I will. What else was I gonna say? I'll see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Talk to you later. Bye.